Welcome to our special podcast about the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Today, we will be talking about the analysis of this conflict that has made world geopolitics in recent years. I am Sergio Torija, joined by Diego Rodríguez, Uriel López, and Uriel Zenteno. We are international business students, and we will discussions questions such as how this war started, what have been its impacts. These are some of the questions we will explore in the next few minutes.
To better understand this complex scenario, let's first review a bit of history. Tensions between Russia and Ukraine date back decades, but the conflict took a significant turn in 2014 and 2015 when Russia annexed the strategic region of Crimea, triggering a series of events leading to an armed conflict in eastern Ukraine. Since then, the situation has constantly evolved, affecting not only the two involved countries but also the international landscape as a whole.
In this episode, we will delve into the cause, conquests, and possible resolutions of this conflict, exploring its ramifications in the social, economic, and political spheres. We have, this always, sheds light on such a complex and urgent global issue. So with future and let's begin.
How the war started and its evolution. To understand the origin and evolution of the war between Russia and Ukraine, it is crucial to go back to 2014 and 2015. At the time, Russia annexed the strategic peninsula of Crimea, an action that triggered a series of events leading to an armed conflict in eastern Ukraine. This annexion was widely condemned by the international community and seen as a blatant violation of international law. The situation escalated rapidly when pro-Russian separatist groups in eastern Ukraine began to take control of major cities, challenging the authority of the Ukrainian government. This led to violent clashes between Ukrainian government forces and separatists, marking the beginning of an armed conflict that has continued to this day. Over the years, we witnessed multiple attempts at ceasefires and peace negotiations, but none have achieved a lasting solution despite peace agreement attempts. Violence persists in the region, with sporadic fighting episodes keeping the flame of conflict alive.
The conflict's impact between Russia and Ukraine are vast and profound, spanning from human to economic and political areas. Firstly, it's essential to highlight the human cause of this war. It is estimated that thousands of people have lost their lives directly due to the fighting, and many more have been injured or displaced from their homes. In addition to human loss, the conflict has left a devastating impact on the region's infrastructure. Cities and those in affected areas have suffered significant damage to their building, roads, water, and electricity system, further complicating the life of local residents and hindering reconstruction efforts. Another crucial aspect to consider in this economic repercussion of the conflict, the affected region have experienced a decline in economic activity with loss in key sectors such as agriculture, industry, and tourism. Furthermore, economic sanctions imposed by the international community have further exacerbated the situation, negatively affecting the economic of both Russia and Ukraine. In the political realm, the conflict has generated tension both nationality and internationality. The relationship between Russia and Western countries have been particularly affected. with mutual accusation of aggression and human rights violation. This had led to a deterioration in diplomatic cooperation, making efforts to find a peaceful solution to the conflict more challenging.
Exhaustion of the conflict. The exhaustion of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine is a constant topic of debate in the political and academical circles. The conflict has persisted for years, with multiple attempts as case fairs and peace negotiations failing to achieve a lasting solution. In recent years, we have seen a series of fluctuation in the intensity of the fighting, with periods of relative calm followed by outbreakers of renewed violence. This has raised questions about whether the conflict is reaching a point of exhaustion or simply entering a phase of a prolonged stagnation. Some analysts argue that the conflict is reaching a point of exhaustion due to the fatigue of the involved parties and international pressure to seek a negotiated solution. However, others warned that the lack of process in peace negotiation and persistent bellicose rhetoric suggests that the conflict still has a long way to go. It's important to note that the exaltation of the conflict does not necessarily mean a peaceful solution has been reached. In fact, in some cases, exhaustion can lead to an escalation of violence as parties desperately seek a strategic advantage over their opponents.
Measures implemented to mitigate social impact. To mitigate the social impacts arising from this conflict, various measures have been implemented nationally and internationally. These include humanitarian assistance programs to provide food, shelter, and medical care to those affected by the war, as well as psychology support program to help people cope with trauma and emotional stress. Additional economic development programs and infrastructure reconstruction have been established to boost long-term recovery and improve living conditions in the affected areas.
Conclusion and reflection. In conclusion, the conflict between Russia and Ukraine has left a trail of devastation on multiple levels. It has claimed lives, displaced entire communities, severely affected the economy, and divisions nationally and internationally. Despite efforts to find a peaceful solution, the conflict persists, and its impact continues to be felt by millions of people in the region. It is crucial for the international community to redouble its efforts to address the underlying causes of the conflict and work towards a peaceful and lasting resolution. This requires a serious commitment to dialogue and cooperation among all parties involved, as well as a comprehensive approach that addresses both immediate humanitarian needs and the structural roots of the conflict.
As a global society, we must learn from this lesson of this conflict and redouble our efforts to prevent future conflicts and promote a culture of peace and tolerance worldwide. Only through continued commitment to the values of justice, equality, and mutual respect can we build a safer and more prosperous future for all.
Peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to handle conflict peacefully and constructively. Ronald Reagan.
Thank you for joining us in this analysis and reflection of the conflict between